Titanus Behemoth was one of the many titans awakened by King Ghidorah Alpha Call. After awakening in Brazil, he rampaged through Rio de Janeiro before later responding to the Orca signal in Boston. Arriving alongside the other titans, Behemoth witnessed Godzilla's victory over King Ghidorah. In the end, the titans, including Behemoth, bowed before Godzilla, acknowledging him as the new king of the monsters. Following the events of Boston, Behemoth returned to the Amazon rainforest, where his presence gradually restored the damaged ecosystem around him. Ancient legends spoke of Behemoth as the guardian of a sacred tree, said to contain all the goodness in the world before humanity destroyed it, leaving the Titan to wander the earth in grief. Years later, Behemoth encountered human defender attempting to protect rainforests from destruction. Seeing the damage inflicted upon the Amazon, the Titan roamed across the devastated land, causing vegetation and forests to rapidly regrow in his footsteps. His bond with the local humans slowly grew as they began viewing him not as a monster, but as a protector of nature. However, peace was shattered when the hostile titan Amhuluk arrived in the Amazon. The two titans clashed, but Behemoth was ultimately overpowered after Amhuluk shattered one of his tusks and left him unconscious. By the time Behemoth awakened, Godzilla had already driven Amhuluk away and restored order to the region. Not long after, mercenaries attacked the rainforest, devastating the land and awakening Behemoth. Enraged, Titanus Behemoth fought back and drove them away. In the aftermath, the sanctuary was rebuilt, Behemoth tusks regenerated, and the rainforest continued to flourish, allowing Behemoth to finally find peace among those who chose to coexist with him. Long after all these events, Titanus Behemoth journeyed deep into the hollow earth in search of a new migration site, one rich with far greater energy than anything he had found in the surface world. Passing through a wormhole near his outpost, Behemoth entered the hollow earth and continued his long trek across the unknown terrain. Eventually, he discovered a suitable location, a region near an active volcanic mountain where the land was saturated with powerful volcanic minerals such as basalt and other rare elements. Having found the perfect place, Behemoth began digging into the ground, carving out a massive cavern that would serve as his migration chamber. As the long migration process began, Behemoth was flooded with visions of his past. He witnessed humanity destruction across generations, deforestation, wildfires, and the relentless exploitation of nature. Among these visions, he relived his brutal defeat at the hands of Amhuluk. All these memories haunted him throughout the migration process. Weeks passed. At last, Behemoth rose from his migration. He reborn. His appearance had drastically changed. The hair across his body had become thicker and more durable, while his skin had turned a deep crimson red. A crown-like structure had formed upon his head, his tusks now stronger and more resilient than ever before. His arms were encased in powerful volcanic hollow earth minerals, radiating immense magnetic powers. Even his size increased. Blinded by vengeance, Titanus Behemoth has evolved into the Destroyer Titan. He now reborn as the Scourge Colossus, the Son of Fire. So that everyone, the brief stories of how my evolved behemoth evolved. And now let's talk about the design. Some of you may have already seen my evolved behemoth design during Goji Center livestream 3 weeks ago. They discussed my design and they said they love it, and even they use it as thumbnail. Yeah, that was pretty crazy. Now, before we get depth into the design, I already know what some of you are thinking. This reminds me of Gamut. It looked like Gamut. This is just Gamut. Yes, I know. The very first second of the time-lapse already shows that I use Gamut as the inspiration. Yeah, specifically for the crown-like head armor. For this design, I didn't want to stay too far from the original Behemoth design. I didn't want to completely turn him into a different kaiju. I genuinely love his original design. So instead, I focus on enhancing with subtle but impactful design. Behemoth's skin now has a deep red tone. His hair is darker and thicker. And a crown-like structure acts as natural armor on his head. His tusks have become sharper, jagged, and stone-like. His spine has hardened like rock, and his arms are no longer covered in hair. Instead, they are encased in volcanic mineral, primarily basalt, mixed with rare hollow earth materials that process immense magnetic energy. Combined with his lava-like blood, evolved behemoth can now transform his arms into weapons. The process is quite simple. Behemoth brace himself, then slam his arms deep into the ground. As his arm penetrates the earth, he channels the molten lava within his body into them. The mineral coating his arms begin to react, generating powerful magnetic energy. Within seconds, he pulls his arm back out, now fused with surrounding materials from beneath the surface. Not just volcanic rock, he can absorb anything in the environment. Rubble, debris, even destroyed structure. It all depends on the battlefield. And it doesn't stop there. He can shape his arm into different weapons. Massive blade, mace, axe, even shield. He can even wield 2 different weapons at once. A sword in one arm, a shield in the other. Yeah, sound familiar, doesn't it? In terms of behavior, my fourth behemoth is a destroyer titan. I mean, he's a walking volcano. Well, not entirely. I want my fourth behemoth to be an anti-hero, similar to Godzilla, or probably Rodan in the future. The vision he experienced during his migration, most of them filled with his bad memories of his past. He didn't just change physically, but also he changed mentally. Now, let's move on to the final part of my evolved behemoth story. After evolving, evolved behemoth returned to the surface world, seeking the one who once defeated him. His destination, the Manpupiner Rock Formation. There, he challenged his old enemy once again. Behemoth slammed the ground and roared, shaking the entire area. A direct challenge. And then, his enemy appeared. Titanus Amhuluk emerged. At first, Amhuluk was shocked. Behemoth has changed, grown larger, stronger. He could feel the immense power radiating from him. For the first time, Amhuluk hesitated. But it was already too late. Behemoth charged. Amhuluk unleashed multiple attacks, but none of them worked, not even a scratch. And then, Behemoth struck back. He slammed the ground once more, channeling energy into his arm. In an instant, his sleeve transformed into a massive blade, and with a single strike, Amhuluk's head was severed effortlessly. The Titan who once defeated Behemoth had fallen. Now, a fourth behemoth had finally claimed his vengeance, reborn as something far greater, a titan of overwhelming power. A power so immense that even the king of the monsters himself could feel it. And that brings us to the end of this What If video. Well, to see if you actually watched this video until the end, I've got a question for you. I've now created two evolved kaiju, rodent and behemoth. Between two of them, which one do you like more? Let me know in the comment down below. And what evolved kaiju do you want to see next in the future? Please leave the comment down below. This What If Kaiju Evolved series will continue, so stay tuned and don't worry. The next video coming up will be an animation featuring Godzilla. So what are you waiting for? Don't forget to like, hype this video up, comment, share, and most importantly, subscribe. Hardy Maximus out.